Long time no see, boys. Had the 7.3 plugged in last night, but it sat for a week not being plugged in or on charger or anything with a weak battery, so let's see how she does. Dead, completely dead. So what we're gonna have to do is plug in the charger, put it on trickle charge, and let her sit for probably at least an hour, and then get ready to go. Well guys, I got the old 7.3 all fired up. I totally forgot to record the startup. Been out of this YouTube game for about a week and I'm already forgetting I'm supposed to film everything. So hopefully I can get back into that groove. It was a good week of just hanging out with family, friends. Got to do a lot of deer hunting. A lot is, and I went out a few times. Good week, good break. So I'm back in the groove. I'm actually going to be looking at a truck tomorrow, so fingers crossed. It looks like it's gonna be a pretty good one, so I guess if anything happens with that, you guys will see it. Just gonna keep our fingers crossed and hopefully everything checks out and it's a good one and super close by, just like the Nasty Red. It was right around the corner. Same deal, and I couldn't believe it. We're just gonna go head back home and hopefully we don't have any issues on the way back, and when we get there, I'll try to figure out something for the conclusion of the video or a topic for the video, you know, the majority of the video. Yes, we'll just see. We'll just take it from here, but I'm back. Hopefully you guys didn't miss me too much. I've had a bunch of people asking me, dude, where have you been? Why haven't you brought the videos back? And that kind of deal. And it was just a family visit, kind of a break. It felt good. So, but I'm back though. I'm back though. So we're gonna get back into the grind, get back into the groove, see if we can take things to the next level here on the channel. Good old 7.3 liter. Thing is a dog sometimes, I tell you. These things are dinosaurs, man. Dinosaurs. Well guys, one thing I wanted to really mention right now, because I didn't really do it because, you know, I was on the holiday season, I was with family and all that stuff, and I didn't really want to break out the camera and all that stuff at the time. But we did just have the season of Thanksgiving, okay? Basically what I'm gonna do right now is kind of give you just a real short couple of things that I'm very thankful for, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna be able to relate, and if you can't relate, you might want to think about it again. So if you haven't already come up with a list of things you're thankful for, break out a piece of paper, get a pencil out, and actually get pens so you can keep it in ink and not be able to go back and change your mind on whether or not you're thankful for it. Some things I'm thankful for. A, the grace of the good Lord above. Okay, I have a very good life right now, and I could not be more thankful, and if it was not, to be quite honest, for Him, I would not be doing the things that I'm doing right now and able to do the things that I'm doing. And so I'm just very thankful in that manner. B, family. Family is a very good thing. Sometimes you may butt heads, you may feel like, you know, I'd be better off on my own, but guys, family is a very important thing to me, even though some of my family may not think that way, because I'm not like a big people person. I'm not like into crowds and, you know, big groups of people, but I really do love family. I love spending time with family and don't want to take for granted for it, because some people don't have the luxury of getting to spend time with family. Some people don't have much family around, so I'm very thankful for that. So, I mean, there's a lot of things, but I'm just going to list my top three. Is you guys, and it might sound cliche, I guess, from a YouTuber, but I really do appreciate every single one of you guys, and you guys really just, like I said, the grace of the good Lord above, but you guys as well. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do a lot of what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't be able to take off a week, you know what I mean, and spend time with family, because I would have had to have been, you know, kind of slaving away at a 9 to 5 to basically make what I did, you know, while I was on vacation. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I'm just beyond blessed, I guess you could say, and I don't want to take it for granted, and I want to continue to steward what I have and what I've been gifted as much as I possibly can, because you can very easily get sidetracked and think that you're invincible and everything that you have is owed to you and you're entitled to everything, which you're not. I'm going to continue to try stewarding what I have the best that I can and creating more content and better entertainment for you guys, and hopefully you guys decide to stick along and go along with me on the journey. Just getting started here on the channel. Couldn't be happier with the outcome of it so far. So thank you guys, everybody. Really appreciate you all. and I'm gonna continue on the road here, not holding a 2-pound camera because it's kind of straining my arm. So I'll catch you guys back home. You guys remember how I said I might consider getting a dually to do a dually project? Well, look at this guy in this 4th gen Cummins. He has 0 load on his trailer. Obviously he's probably just moving his trailer from one place to the next, but tow mirrors up, no load on the trailer, real small trailer, completely empty, and it's hooked up to a big dually. It's just funny. Now it has nothing to do with this guy in his truck. Obviously he's probably just moving his trailer from one place to the next. It doesn't need to have a load on it. But this would be me if I bought a dually. I would seriously have I would not be able to justify owning it. And that's the kind of loads I'd be hauling. Officially back home. And look what I pull up to. So beautiful. I love those trucks. Truck's been off for a good couple hours now. Well, more like a good hour. Let's make sure she fires back up again because she's been kind of finicky. Oh, Dodge key don't work in a Ford, I guess. Good. Can't wait to hopefully have a new truck here pretty darn soon. Hopefully tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. We should be good. These batteries are completely dead, and so it is due for new ones. I mean, they're charged right now, but I'm saying like they're shot as in like they don't hold a charge for more than 2 days at a time before they start to not want to start up. Okay guys, let's have a quick little chat here, and this is just kind of getting back into the groove of the video thing. I'm just kind of trying to get my mind back into it, get back in the game, I guess you could say, because I've been out for about a week and trying to get reused to the feeling of grabbing the camera each day and having a topic I have to try to come up. I already had a little bit of a topic in the beginning, which is just A, I'm back, B, some things that I'm thankful for. But what I want to try to fill you guys in on is why I'm not buying an OBS, because I kind of asked in a video a couple days ago and I was like, yeah, you know, if I can't find the 12 valve that I want, should I buy an OBS? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. And I was actually kind of considering it, but I kind of made up my mind I'm not going to buy an OBS. I'm going to tell you why. Price to modify. You might think, oh, well, they're just as expensive as a good running, you know, 2nd gen. Go with an OBS, it's different, it's cool, you know, whatever. They're just too cracking expensive to modify. And they might not be that difficult for some guys to work on, but I honestly have never worked on one, never even worked on R7.3. Like, I know my 2nd gen that I had and 12 valve engines, you know, in general, far better than I know our 7.3 that we've owned for 14 years now, 13 years. And that tells you something. They're just, I've never even wanted to really work under the hood of this thing, just given the fact that there's so much stuff. Just looking at it kind of bothers me. So that's another reason why I don't want to go with the V8 configuration engine, and that's why I don't want to go with the Duramax yet either, because I am still at a point where financially it makes more sense for me to just do the work on my own and make my videos on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, versus like at some point here in the near future it might make more sense to me financially. It won't make sense to some of you, but it would probably make more sense for me to just pay, you know, the extra few $100s and have, or you know, extra $1,000 in some cases depending on what you're doing, but most of the time only a few $100 extra bucks, and have a shop do the projects for me, so to speak, because I'll be too busy doing other business on the back end, and I just won't have time to, you know, sow into that aspect when my time is going to be worth a lot more than, you know, just sitting out there in the shop for a few hours trying to figure out something that I might not have the best clue as to what to do, wasting hours of time when I could just drop it off at a shop and use those hours that I would be under the hood to sow into other aspects of business. So it just wouldn't make sense. But for the time being, an OBS just wouldn't make sense, and a 12 valve would. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Save me a lot of time on working on things because it's a lot easier to come up with power. Not as much BS. Like I said, OBSs are good trucks, they're reliable trucks, but still they're just not as easy to work on as a 12 valve. And nobody can really argue that. Anybody who knows diesels at all will tell you 12 valve is probably one of the easiest and most reliable trucks to work on. So I'm just gonna go with that. Now the next truck, I'm not gonna promise you it is a manual. I'm not gonna promise you that it's not a manual because I'm gonna leave that element to you, but let me just say this, and this might give it away. whether it's a manual or not, what it would cost me to build, not just to build, but to buy an aftermarket transmission and a new torque converter and a new, billet flex plate and all that crap, and have it professionally installed, I could spend half of that cost and do a transmission swap with a South Bend dual disc clutch and still be able to handle the power that I want in the truck that I'm gonna buy, and it'll still give me the manual that I wanted anyhow, but on a much cleaner, much more reliable, much more taken care of type of truck. There's an old second gen right there, pretty beat up, but farm truck's a farm truck. But basically, so that's where I'm at with the truck stuff right now, and the OBS thing's kind of out the window for now. I do want to buy one, just right now with my current available finances, which I'm not saying I'm broke, but I'm just saying, like, if I don't have to spend 2 times, 3 times as much per project, when it comes to profit margins, it makes way more sense not to spend 3 times more per project if you can help it. That's just the whole deal with that. It'll just be a lot more simple to go with another second gen 12 valve. But I am gonna tell you guys really quick before everybody freaks out and goes, oh no, you might be buying another automatic. Why in the heck would you do that? That's stupid, you just sold your automatic. Well guys, you're not gonna understand my strategic way of going about things, my reasoning and all that stuff, and I can explain it the best I can. I could say it 15 times in a row and I'm still gonna have people ask why, even though I explain it so many times. And there's some people who actually don't skip through the videos and they watch them all through and they're like, dude, you repeated the same thing in the beginning and then you said it again in the middle and then you said it again in the end. And it's because sometimes people just they're not listening. So you almost gotta say it a couple times to make sure that they don't skip past it and they can actually hear it. But the whole thing with the automatic thing, if I go with another automatic, is not because, oh, I changed my mind, I don't want a manual anymore. The reason for it is I may have found an automatic that is in mint, like I'm talking immaculate condition for the year that it is and the mileage that it has. Immaculate for our area, which is like unreal to find. Basically like the nasty red, but in far better condition when it comes to the body, the bed, literally spit shine, not a lick of rust on the thing. Like it's a pretty freaking clean truck, and the price is not ridiculous. So I'm gonna consider going with that over, let me try to clear it up. It would make more sense for me to go with an automatic that doesn't need any body attention, it doesn't need any frame attention, it doesn't need literally no rust repair or paint repair whatsoever, which is gonna save me, let's just say right off the bat, $3 grand in paint and body work, because this truck, literally, the one that I'm talking about, does not need anything, as far as I know, versus all the trucks except for this one that I've seen on the market. It doesn't matter if it's in good condition or totally beat condition, they all still typically have rusted out rockers and some frame damage, and they pretty much all have completely just faded or discolored or trash paint that's gonna need redone. This truck, with all the money that I would be saving on not having to do any rust repair, body repair, no paint repair, I mean nothing, all that to say, and not having to build the transmission, but instead of having to build automatic transmission, seriously, just instead of doing that, just do a manual transmission swap and all that, I would still save way more money going with this truck and doing it that route than I would be with going with a manual. So some people are gonna say, oh well dude, instead of spending the extra $3 grand on doing the manual swap, why wouldn't you just hold out until you find a manual truck as it is and then just buy that? Well guys, I've been looking and looking and looking, and I'll tell you right now, every single manual that I've found, not only are they usually like 200 miles away from where I'm at, so I'd have to travel and get it, and I'd be out a few $100 in fuel and everything else and transporting and everything else. Anyhow, they're usually rusted out, they're usually totally beat, the paint is usually just trash, the beds are usually trashed, and they need a good $3 grand in body and paint attention. Between that and the transmission may still need, if it's abused, need redone anyways. With all the money that I'd be saving on all that stuff, I wouldn't even have to bother with. I could seriously just buy this super clean automatic and still get a really good price on it, probably better than some of the manuals that I've seen, and not need a bunch of paint, rust repair, and all that crap. Just to say this, all the money that I would be saving buying this truck, I could seriously do the manual swap and tons of horsepower and still be in a lot less money than I would if I saved out for a manual that's totally beat to crap which I could buy, but then I'd just be spending more money and it's need a lot more work. I guess to say everything, to get the exact truck that I wanted, I can do it with this truck and I'll still be in a lot less. Anyways guys, I think you guys are gonna like it, and I think you guys are really gonna enjoy the videos on it, because the first things I'm gonna do, dude, I'm going straight into horsepower. Everything with that truck is gonna be straight up horsepower. I'm not gonna dork around with cosmetic crap right away. I'm gonna pretty much promise you guys that. Now there might be some stuff that I change on it in terms of like, oh, I might want to take this off or put this on, but it's not gonna be like my truck, which was because it needed a lot of cosmetic attention and everything. If you guys been watching since about my previous truck, there was all kinds of stuff like shocks are rusted out, strut tires are rusted out, bumpers are rusted out, like eyesores that I just wanted to get taken care of, and I just never got to horsepower mods when it came down to it. But this truck, it doesn't need all that kind of nonsense, and I'm gonna go straight into horsepower with this truck. And then once we start to get in that, in the mix of it, eventually gonna get the transmission swap done and all that stuff would be the plan. We'll kind of get more into details when we actually have the truck, once we actually lock it down, as to what kind of horsepower we're gonna go with, the reasons for it, transmission, the suspension, all that stuff. We'll get into that once we kind of get the truck and we go through the list and the plans for it. At the end of the day, I'd be saving money and it would make way more sense to go with this truck. Not to mention it's literally right down the road from me, just like the Nasty Red was. Like, I don't know, just a miracle type of thing if it works out. Can't promise anything. You never know. If deals could fall through, stuff could go wrong, prices might not line up to where what they're wanting and what I'm willing to pay. If it all does, it'll be awesome and you guys might see it within the next day or two. So that's probably gonna wrap up this video. But hey guys, just wanted to say I am back. I'm back with the videos and we're about to have a new truck. We're about to go full throttle on the build. It's gonna be freaking fun. So I don't want you guys to miss out on anything. Yeah, just really excited. And like I said in the beginning, I'm very thankful for a lot of things right now. You know, your guys' support, family, friends, that type of deal. I mean, it's evolving into a dream life. For an 18-year-old, it's a dream life. I'm starting to live a dream, and I'm just so thankful. I don't want to take any of it for granted, because, you know, you may feel entitled to it one day and the next day then it's gone. So I don't want to feel entitled to it. I don't want to feel like I was owed everything. Just as good as it can come one day, it can seriously be gone the next. So never take anything for granted. I'm going to keep on sewing into this, keep on sewing into the channel, keep on sewing into you guys and my builds. I'm taking things as far as I possibly can and as far as the Lord is willing to let me go with this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have not yet, please leave a like on this video, leave your comments below, subscribe if you have not joined the family. You guys don't want to miss out on anything. I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow, and you might not want to miss that video.
Doing what I love, going day to day, but I know it takes time and I'm patiently waiting. Sometimes I contemplate, cause one day you feel so close and the next is out of sight. But I know I gotta hold on tight to go back to just going out every night. Like if I'm about to let it go now, I can live alright, live a normal life, doing 9 to 5. But I know I'm more than that. I gained this skill, wasn't born with that. At the end of the life, it's a memory.